close your eyes and picture a misty morning in ancient Britain. The air is crisp, the grass wet with dew, and in the distance, the faint outline of a castle rises above the rolling hills. Horses snort softly in their stables, and the sound of blacksmiths striking iron echoes faintly across the valley. It is a land of knights and kings, of whispers in the forest, of mysterious swords and forgotten promises. Tonight, you will drift into one of the greatest legends ever told, the story of King Arthur. Long before Arthur was known as a king, Britain was a land of turmoil. Tribes and warlords fought for power, castles rose and fell, and the people longed for a leader who could unite them. Some spoke of a prophecy of a boy destined to bring peace, guided not by greed but by honor. And deep in the heart of this land, an ancient sword awaited its master. In the courtyard of a ruined church, driven deep into an anvil set upon a stone, there stood a sword unlike any other. Its hilt shimmered faintly, as if touched by moonlight, and across the blade were words only a chosen one could fulfill. Whoso pulleth out this sword from this stone and anvil is rightwise king born of England. For years, many had tried, noble lords, fierce knights, even common men, but none could free the blade. And then came a boy, unknown to most, small and unassuming. His name was Arthur. He was no knight, no lord, simply a foster child raised in quiet obscurity. One day, as fate would have it, he approached the stone, not with pride or ambition, but with simplicity. His hands wrapped around the hilt, and with a single, effortless motion, the sword slid free. The crowd gasped, silence fell, and destiny was sealed. From that moment, Arthur's life changed. The boy became a king, though still young, still uncertain. But he was not alone. At his side was Merlin, the mysterious wizard whose wisdom reached beyond the understanding of men. Merlin guided him, teaching him not only the art of ruling, but the art of listening, of patience, of courage in the face of doubt. With Arthur's rise came the gathering of knights, each sworn to loyalty and honor. They formed the Round Table, a circle without beginning or end, symbolizing equality among men. No knight sat higher than another, for in Arthur's kingdom, justice was meant for all. Imagine the sight of that table, shining with torches in Camelot's great hall, the voices of knights echoing in camaraderie, planning quests, pledging oaths, and swearing to protect the realm. But Camelot was not built on swords alone. It was a dream of fairness, of peace in a world of strife. Arthur believed that men could live without endless war, that law and order could triumph over chaos. His vision spread, and for a time, Britain flourished under his reign. Fields thrived, markets bustled, and people sang songs of a golden age. Yet even in golden ages, shadows linger. Beyond the walls of Camelot lay mysteries and dangers, giants, dragons, and foes both mortal and magical. Knights rode forth on quests to defend the land, to seek relics, and to test their courage. Among them were names etched forever in legend. Sir Lancelot, unmatched in battle. Sir Gawain, noble and loyal. Sir Galahad, pure of heart. Their adventures carried them across forests, rivers, and mountains, each story a thread in the tapestry of Arthur's reign. And always, the sword, Excalibur, remained at Arthur's side. Forged not by human hands, but by magic, it glowed with a power beyond understanding. Some say it was given by the Lady of the Lake, rising from shimmering waters to bestow the weapon on the true king. Others say it had always been destined for Arthur, bound to him by forces older than the world itself. Whatever the truth, Excalibur was more than steel. It was the embodiment of kingship, a beacon of strength, a reminder that Arthur's rule was not his alone, but a gift entrusted to him. Yet, even as Camelot thrived, the seeds of tragedy were quietly sown. Within its walls grew love and betrayal, loyalty and doubt, woven so tightly together that no one could untangle them. For what is a legend without shadows? And what is a king without trials? The The story of Arthur is one of greatness, but also of fragility, of how even the mightiest dreams can tremble beneath the weight of human desire. His legend whispers across centuries, carried by poets, by songs, and now into your dreams. As you drift deeper into rest, imagine sitting by the fire in Camelot's grand hall. The flames dance against the stone walls, shadows stretching across the banners of knights. Outside, the wind howls softly, and in the distance, you hear the faint song of a bard, telling tales of bravery, love, and fate. The warmth of the fire seeps into your skin, your eyes grow heavier, and the dream of Arthur's kingdom becomes your own. But the story does not end here. For beyond Camelot's walls, darker challenges await. In the coming days, Arthur and his knights will face choices that will shape not only their kingdom, but the very fabric of legend itself. The fire in Camelot's hall burns low, casting golden light across the faces of knights seated around the round table. Their voices fall silent as Arthur rises, Excalibur at his side, his gaze steady, his presence calm, yet commanding. Beyond the walls of this shining city, storms are gathering. Arthur knows that peace, as beautiful as it is, cannot last forever. The kingdom is strong, but so too are its enemies. From the north, whispers of Saxon invaders drift across the wind. From within, silent rivalries stir between knights whose loyalty is tested not only by duty, but by matters of the heart. For in Camelot, as in all great kingdoms, love and honor sometimes clash. One story speaks of Sir Lancelot, the greatest of Arthur's knights, whose strength in battle was unmatched. His loyalty to the king was fierce, but his heart belonged to another, Queen Guinevere. Imagine the weight of such a secret. Two souls bound by love, yet torn by loyalty to a king who trusted them both beyond measure. It was a love that glowed like fire, but fire, as you know, can warm or it can destroy. Still, Arthur pressed on, guided by dreams greater than himself. He sent his knights on quests, each one seeking not riches or glory, but something far greater, the Holy Grail. A cup said to hold divine power, a relic that could heal, purify, and grant eternal life. Imagine the knights, one by one, setting forth from Camelot, their banners fluttering in the wind, their armor gleaming in the sun, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that not all quests are meant to succeed. Sir Galahad, pure and steadfast, is said to have glimpsed the Grail itself, bathed in holy light. But most knights returned weary, some never at all. The Grail, like perfection, remained forever just beyond reach, a symbol of mankind's eternal longing for something higher, something untouchable. And still, Arthur carried his vision. He believed that justice could rule over chaos, that unity could defeat division. But as the years passed, the shadows in Camelot deepened. Betrayals whispered through the corridors. Secrets grew heavy, like stones upon the king's heart. Even Merlin, the wise and mysterious, knew that destiny had threads not even magic could untangle. Imagine Merlin in his tower, staring into pools of shimmering water, seeing not only the present but glimpses of what was to come. He saw battles yet unfought, betrayals yet spoken, and a fate awaiting Arthur that no spell could prevent. But he remained silent and guiding, for even the greatest kings must walk their path without knowing the end. The final act of Arthur's legend begins on a battlefield shrouded in mist. His nephew, Mordred, a shadow born of deceit and ambition, rises against him. The clash is fierce, brother against brother, knight against knight. Swords ring out, shields shatter. The earth trembles beneath the weight of destiny. And in the end, Arthur faces Mordred himself. With Excalibur raised high, he strikes, but not without cost. Mordred falls, yet Arthur is mortally wounded. The king, once the symbol of hope, lies upon the ground, his strength fading. His knights gather around him, tears falling like rain, unable to stop what fate has written. Arthur commands that Excalibur be returned to the Lady of the Lake, to rest until the world is ready once more. A knight rides to the water's edge, casts the sword into the lake, and a hand, pale and graceful, rises from the depths to catch it, drawing it back into the silence of legend. Arthur's body is carried to Avalon, the mystical isle, shrouded in mist, where it is said he rests still, neither dead nor alive, but waiting for the day Britain shall need him again. His story does not end in death, but in promise. A promise that legends never truly die. Now, as you rest, imagine the still waters of Avalon, mist curling softly above them, the faint glow of twilight casting silver light across the isle. Somewhere beyond, the echo of hooves fades into the distance, knights riding forever into the pages of history. And Arthur, the once and future king, sleeps just as you drift now into your own quiet dreams. Thought balloon, and before your eyes close fully, here's something to think about. If you could sit at the round table for one night, what would you ask King Arthur? Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to read them. And if stories like this carry you gently to sleep, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss another journey through history and legend. Now, let the echoes of Camelot fade. Let the fire burn low. Let the mist of Avalon carry you into the deepest, most peaceful rest. Sleep well.